Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Abdullah Ashraf. I'm currently an intern doctor working in Jinnah Hospital, Lahore, which is affiliated with Allama Iqbal Medical College. So over the past week or so, I've gotten numerous messages on Instagram asking me how I should study in med school, what is the way to study in med school, or we're confused and we don't know how to approach studies during our medical college. And so this video is kind of like a response to all those numerous messages and all those replies that I received because a lot of students are confused. There are a lot of books, there's a lot of resources, and we don't know which ones to use, which ones to cut out, what video resources to use. So in this kind of video, this is my first YouTube video, by the way. In this video, we're going to be addressing all those concerns, and we're going to be diving kind of into the fundamentals of medical school and how to study it, while also maintaining a proper work-life balance, having fun with your friends, going out to eat, while also securing very good marks in medical college. It's not a fantasy, it is 100% achievable, and I'll tell you guys how to do it. Okay guys, so the first and foremost step for studying in med school is identifying what type of student you are. Okay, so we'll just broadly classify this into two categories. One, student A is a student who works throughout the year. He puts in daily efforts, small amounts of effort daily, and during exam seasons, he doesn't put in a lot of effort. He kind of just revises what he went throughout the past year. And student B, this is the student who kind of enjoys his college life to the full extent that he can. He's partying, he's eating out, he's having fun, he's on social media 24/7. But when exam season comes around, he knows what he has to do. He cuts everything out. He turns off his phone. He cuts off all ties on social media, and he grabs his books and he studies for 2 or 3 months straight. So the first step is kind of identifying what type of student you are. Okay, so a lot of us in med school, trust me, guilty as charged, want to be student B. We don't want to study at all. We want to be the cool bros or the cool gals who don't put in any effort throughout the year, and in the last 3 or so months we put in a combined effort and secure good marks, get distinctions, and so. But something that I realized during my journey in med school is that not everyone is student B, and I had to take it with a pinch of salt when I learned that in fact I am student A. During my first 2 years of med school, I really tried, believe me, to be student B, who would study a little bit, not a lot, but would put in effort towards the end. But then I learned it wasn't for me. And that is why in third year, I sat myself down, literally talked to myself in the mirror and said, hey, look, you're not student B, you're student A. You're a student who needs to put in consistent effort throughout the year to secure really good marks. And of course, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but I had to do it. So the first step is identifying which type of student you are. Once I acknowledge that I'm kind of a slow learner, or I take time understanding information, memorizing information, that is when my scores skyrocketed. I'm not even joking. Once you understand yourself, there's no one stopping you. You have to understand what kind of student you are. And yes, there will be numerous student Bs who approach med school with a happy-go-lucky attitude and aren't concerned about tests that pop up throughout the year. They'll just study in the last 3 months and they'll score very well too. This is no shade on student Bs. But if you're not one of them, don't try to fit in to that category. Just don't. If you identify what you are first, trust me, it's going to make your med school journey a whole lot easier. Coming from a person who desperately tried to be student B, it's not worth it. Resources. What resources to use, what resources to cut out. You're confused, I was confused, so I'm going to guide you through it. Okay, so in med school, I would recommend finding a study method that works for you and not the other way around. Don't be pressurized into using reference books and textbooks just because the nerds are doing it. Believe me, I was that person and it did not work out for me. you have to find a study method that works for you. For example, let's take medicine. Although I studied from Davidson, there were a lot of people who used Step Up to Medicine, and they scored really good marks as well. And there were people who used UWorld, who were doing Step 2, and they used UWorld, and they also scored really great marks in medicine. So the medicine is going to be the same. It doesn't really matter which book you're studying from. It matters whether you're understanding it from the resource that you use. Another example is in third year, we have pharmacology, and everyone was studying from Kaplan pharmacology. And I was scared because I didn't like Kaplan pharmacology. It was so dry, but our senior guided us and he told us that everyone has to do Kaplan pharmacology, and I didn't want to do it. So I used Sketchy for pharmacology, and I was scared and I was dreading whether this works out for me or not. But the result came out and I got really good marks in pharmacology. And that is when I discovered that I have to use a study method that works for me. Like I said, just because your friends are using the biggest book there is does not mean that that book suits you. Perhaps you could find a smaller book or kind of a summary book, and you could retain information better than those people. So again, find something that's according to your needs. And to study in med school, I would recommend grabbing one resource. So if there's multiple resources, just jot them down onto one single book. So you don't have to be flipping pages when you're in your exam. Trust me, that's the worst thing you can do, because it just adds to the anxiety during those last final days. So that's kind of my take-home message. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, whatever year you're in, take 1 month or so and try to digest what material that you have and see, okay, this material I like, this is working for me, or I like these set of videos on YouTube. YouTube videos, I'm just going to name a few. Ninja Nerd, really good. Osmosis, if you can get your hands on it. Boards and Beyond, also really good for like physiology. And Online Med, also very good if you're like studying for medicine. But again, you have to find the video resource that suits you. I personally really like Ninja Nerd. He goes into detail, and I just have to skim through the book after I've watched his videos. But to each his own. I guess that's the end of this part. Next step is taking a topic that we want to learn and going to point 2. Point 2 is that point where we've kind of learned that topic and are ready to answer any kind of questions relating to that topic. So you can use any method that you like. Like I said in the previous part of the video, you have to find a method that works for you. And the method that I use, or a lot of smart med students that I know kind of use this method, is basically reinforcement. What they do is, or what I do is, I watch a particular video and I watch 1 or 2 videos, and then I opened the relevant portion of my textbook. And then what I do is I just highlight or jot down the points that were not given in that video. So when time comes around and I have to revise that topic, I just watch that video and I just look at the kind of summary sheet or highlighted portions of the book, and I'm ready to go with that topic. So let's take anemia. For example, you've learned microcytic, macrocytic, normocytic anemia, and now you want to watch another video on investigations and management. You watch that video and then you open your reference textbook and then you kind of jot down what was missing from the previous 2 videos. And when you have to revise that topic, all you have to do is go through these 2 previous videos and just revise your this kind of summary that you made, and you'll be done with that topic in like 15 to 20 minutes. In the last few minutes or so, I'm going to tell you a few hacks or a few tips that I wish I knew sooner, or I wish that every medical student could implement in their lives. First and foremost, please learn how to read or memorize or study from PDFs. You're not always going to have a book in your hand 24/7, and it's really tedious to carry those really big books in your bags. And in the day and age of technology that we have, learn how to read from a PDF, because in the upcoming years, a lot of things are going to be more advanced, and a lot of a paradigm shift has already kind of taken place, and a lot of things have already been shifted onto computers, like question banks and videos and stuff that we use on a daily basis. So try to get into the habit of doing this now, and you'll thank yourselves later. And the second most important thing that I would kind of want every med student to implement in their lives is Anki. Anki is a software that has changed my life. It involves spaced repetition. It involves it uses the human memory curve, and it gives you that information or feeds you that information time and time again so that you don't forget it. If you want to learn how to use Anki properly, I'm going to be doing a whole series on Anki shortly, so stay tuned for that. But please learn how to use Anki so that you can study, get great marks, also go out, have fun with your friends, and give time to your family as well. And it's all possible even if you're a med student. So I guess that's it from my side. Hope you liked my first YouTube video. Please do tell me what improvements I can make, but please be kind, because I'm a beginner, and when I'm a pro, then yeah, sure, you can bash me all you want, but that's it from my side. Okay guys, bye.